The attack on Ukraine has a unique connection to someone in southern Illinois. Her name is Jana Cantrell. She was with her mother, visiting family in Belgium last week.
And that's where she met a family fleeing the violence in Ukraine, and she offered to share their story. News 3's Danny Valle joins us now live in the studio with more.
Mark, Julie, good evening. It was Cantrell's first trip to Belgium in over 20 years, and it was to see her 100-year-old grandmother. That grandmother was a Ukrainian refugee from World War II, and right now she's hosting distant relatives who once lived normal lives in Ukraine. This is just some of the video Cantrell sent to us, taken by the woman she met last week. This is outside of that woman's apartment building in Kyiv. She and her 7-year-old son had to leave their home 2 days after the invasion began. The father was actually working in Poland at the time. So the woman and her son traveled through Ukraine. They had to abandon their car and walk to nearby towns and wait in the cold for trains, like millions of others who were forced to flee. And right now, the family has reunited in Lane, Belgium, where Cantrell's grandmother lives. It took about 4 days for that reunion to happen, and we made a map for you just to see how long that travel took for her and her son. Right here, you could see this is Lane, Belgium, where they are. This is Kiev, where they stayed. 1,300 miles between them both. It took them about 4 days to get there. By comparison, it's about the same distance rather, between Carbondale, Illinois and El Paso, Texas. Now, Cantrell met the family for the first time last week, and she emailed us over the weekend wanting to share their story. And Cantrell said the trip was a heartbreaking but humbling experience.
We took them to a friend's house, and they just got in the back seat with, 2 suitcases and their little boy. And he was so tired, he was sleeping on mom's lap. I can't complain about my fries being cold at McDonald's when you have a nation of people that are going through this right now. All I could say was, there are no words to make this any better for you guys, but I promise you, I will share your story with the United States.
Now, Cantrell told us the story, but so did the woman herself. This is her right over here. Her name is Zalislava Zupranyonk. She spoke to us from Belgium for about 20 minutes today, and we asked her how she felt about the war, and more importantly, what's next for her and her family. We'll have that conversation tonight at 6 o'clock. For now, live in the studio, Danny Valle, News 3.